Thank you. Okay, let's go record this episode. You guys, I'm super excited. Last year I was at Wimbledon, so I did this episode remote, but this year the gang is back together. So I brought in some strawberries and cream because I love everything about Wimbledon, and we're gonna get into some spicy topics. Low-key, Manish and Oak are beefing on some of the content that's been coming out around Wimbledon, so I have a feeling it's gonna be a little spicy in here today. Come join us, it should be super fun. There's one rule today, we're having fun. Also,
yes, ma'am.
I like that.
Also, we're introducing a new thing that you guys aren't gonna know this, but the audience will. The word of the day today is...
Strawberries and cream. That's 3 words.
You're just not gonna know what the word of the day is, but the audience will. So, just so you know.
Popped up?
Okay.
It just popped up.
Okay.
It just popped up. So we're doing that. Okay. And I was going to say maybe there should be like something if you say it, but I don't know. We're not there yet. Right now it's just fun.
Cool.
All right.
What our little icebreaker? Wimbledon? What is this called? It's not mind meld. Mind meld's when you like both are you're like 3, 2, 1.
So we're going to have a conversation, but each sentence we say, and we're going to go around, has to do with a Wimbledon reference. So...
Start it.
Oh, I started? Okay.
I still don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'll start it.
The one I was thinking of is like you say a person's like name, right? Or like, how did we start last time? And then they reference something that they're attached to, and then we just keep going. Like you could say Fedra.
Federer or Fedra?
Well, he says Fedra.
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 That sounds like a band
Fedra.
substance.
That's how he says Fedra. That's how he says Fedra.
Federer.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
It
Federer.
sounds so weird. You know, the pronunciation thing is so weird because we've had like calls back in the CSR days when...
Oh, I thought you were saying Kohl's, like the store. Like literally, I thought you were talking about
Case in
Kohl's.
point.
Wimbledon. Start.
Calls.
Give us a Wimbledon phrase.
Calls, take the fiber.
Or content. Or topic.
Okay.
Okay.
We are 30 minutes away from Santa Maria. Santa Maria is known for its strawberries.
Okay.
And then you just reference something that's attached to strawberry.
Yeah, like have the conversation, but make sure it's a
okay.
Wimbledon or grass court reference.
Well, there's the famous Andy Murray quote, "With my fingers," when asked about how he likes to eat strawberries.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, I'm not sure there's a connection here. Like, can I just...
Can I just say,
Yeah.
okay, well, Iga likes to eat her strawberries with pasta.
Yeah.
And then, what are we talking
Okay,
about?
well,
Pasta?
but
or-
then I
try
feel
that.
like I should go from there and be like, well, Iga's defending champion.
But are we talking about Iga or pasta at that point? Sorry, which one are we? It doesn't matter?
Okay,
like
I think
either.
we messed this up.
Yeah,
Instead, let's start with some grass court mythbusters. Do lower tensions help on grass? Yes or no?
I was thinking about this when you sent that email out. I was thinking about it. Theoretically, at least in my head, it could make sense because the ball's coming at you faster, so you don't have a whole lot of time to like take back, swing through. So maybe the extra dwell time or extra pocketing could help. I've never tried it ever, even back home when we had the grass court. Like my coach said, that's just a myth. Don't be dumb. Don't change your setup like a week ahead. I'm like, okay, fine. But I think
But you were
it
also
makes
like a
sense.
young kid, too.
Yeah, I'm like-
You weren't like training for like a grass court swing.
For Wimbledon.
No, but then that's when I was getting into like all those like, should we, like the equipment matters and all
Yeah.
that. So I was like, should I drop my tension? He's like, don't do dumb stuff.
Oh.
Play with the setup, you know. I'm like, okay, cool.
But also on the other side, like, because the courts are faster, the ball's traveling a little faster off the bounce usually. Like, you might actually go tighter. Some players might go tighter, especially with gut.
And they're having a bit of a heat wave.
So now then if you take in every factor, like what are they doing this year on the grounds? That could be very interesting, right? Because you would think like grass court, the ball stays low, hits the grass, and it still maintains a lot of speed off the bounce, like the ricochet effect kind of thing. But then it's really hot, but it's also humid. So like the hotter the air, the ball travels faster. But then if you add in the humidity, that tones down, right? Because you would want crisp clear air for really fast. Humidity fogs up the air, slows it down. So there's like a lot of factors. I don't know exactly what the best answer is for this year.
I feel like you maybe just have a couple options in your bag, right? Like one with a higher tension, one with a lower tension.
Well, and because the grass plays differently on day 1 than
Right.
day 5.
Yeah.
And on
even
center
the warm-up
court,
tournaments, like the different tournaments from Germany to Wimbledon grounds to Queens.
Right.
I would imagine the weather matters so much more with the grass and all that than any other surface. It would. It
I
could
would
be
think.
wrong.
So we don't know.
But yeah, like a player,
Interesting,
a player like Fed or whatever who had 9 rackets in his bag. He
Yeah.
probably had his normal, a couple tighter, and then by the time the tournament started, he kind of knew which weapon he was going to pick at. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
What about this? Is serve and volley making a comeback?
I mean,
I
we
feel like
have
I see it
Yeah.
more like in terms of like introducing like variety. Like I don't think from like a stylistic perspective it's really catching on. Like Maxime Cressy had a good run a couple years ago, but I feel like he kind of got figured out and didn't really make any additions or adjustments to his game. But as far as like throwing it in there, I feel like maybe a little bit more so. Like again, just for variety.
Using it as like a tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Cressy's the one that was playing from UCLA?
Yeah.
Wild
That old arrow.
alumni. Shout out.
Hey.
Yeah, since him, and then I remember that run that Sasha Zverev's brother had at Aussie Open that one year.
Misha?
Where he was serving. I don't think I've seen it as like a full-on style thing.
Yeah.
It's more like,
Even in the warm-up tournaments, we haven't seen much, which is quite sad.
'Cause the game's quite fast
Yeah.
now. Or I would assume.
But like in Alcaraz, when Medvedev's 20 feet behind the baseline returning, then it seems like, okay, let's mix it in.
Yeah.
Well, and I didn't write this down, but like a lot of people have kind of been talking about there's some glaring weaknesses in certain players' games right now. I'm going to call him out. Taylor Fritz and the drop shot. And when
Like he can't hit one?
No, he can't play one.
Oh,
I mean, like
one?
Like Big Foe was getting him on the dropper, and then like at Wimbledon when he played Basha Veretti, he was getting him on the dropper, and it's like Fritz is like a fairly athletic, quick mover, but like he's not getting there, and it's interesting to see this like thing that Alcaraz kind of started, like hitting that dropper behind the baseline, is now like. People are like activating it, and then there's certain players that are like getting known for not being able to run it down. Sorry, Taylor.
Way from behind the baseline, and then especially like how much Alcaraz would do it on the forehand.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like what you do with that shot too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the disguise that Alcaraz has in like particular is just so good.
So good.
Because you're constantly like, oh, is he going to throw it in? And then he still manages to surprise you with it.
I mean, I don't think I've seen many people hit a drop shot that far behind the baseline.
Well, now everyone's doing it, from like juniors to club players.
Mixing it in,
Yeah, it's become a thing.
Yeah. I think, and then also it has a lot to do with the way the guys are playing nowadays. It's like Sinner, Alcaraz, Rune, catching off, just baseline bashing hard. And then like 5 feet behind the baseline. And then, okay, how you going to hit through them? It's kind of like boxing style, like everybody's throwing haymakers. You got to find a way to get to the uppercut, the hook.
Yeah.
Like how you going to...
Well, speaking of Alcaraz, we have some breaking news from you, I think. And you were kind of leading us through a list of players that will not be at Wimbledon. Do you want to hit on who we won't be seeing?
I have your list pulled up.
Oh.
Well, it's one we referenced from another
Another
social,
YouTuber was talking about the withdrawals we have seen.
Yeah, we're going to eat our strawberries and cream over here.
So you guys have heard of the 4-year ban on Vondrousova, right?
Wait, okay. Well, before I start.
Yeah, put
So
spoon
she's
down.
not playing. Yeah, so she's not playing.
Wait.
Former champion.
I want to hear what you
Former
have to say about this because I have something to say about this as well.
I'm so confused. The internet lies. I just need more details. I had initially heard one thing, then the story changed. Then I saw her comments on the story. I see a lot of players backing her. I'm just very confused. This doesn't matter who it is. There should not be a 0 to 100. You have never had a penalty. You have never had a problem. And all of a sudden banned 4 years.
Yeah. To add to that,
Shame.
Iga was tested positive for a substance, and she was given a shadow ban. Not
Like a
even
little,
shadow
like-
ban.
She got to choose which months
yeah.
she took off.
And this girl refuses, doesn't test positive, but just refuses because they showed up in the middle of the night at their house. So she said
8
no. 8
p.m.
8 p.m. Fine. Sorry, I read something wrong. But 8 p.m. So she refused and got a 4-year ban. Are you kidding me?
And she referenced the Petra Kvitova
Yeah.
stabbing, which is fair. I guess the agent who came, they like gave her a heads up, but like she would not show identification. This is from what I understand. The story kind of keeps changing.
Which is like, why wouldn't you just
Show
identify yourself?
identification.
Like, what?
But also, like, I feel like sometimes there are people in these kinds of positions that, like, are like, I'll show them. Like, shit, apparently the agent literally said, this is not a good move. Like, foreshadowing.
You shouldn't do this.
You shouldn't do this.
Yeah, I already know what it's like.
Because allegedly, Vondrousova signed off saying, okay, go away. I'm signing. You can leave now. Because she was, like, freaked out. It was, like, her and her dog. Like, totally get it.
Very,
it
very
was during the
valid
off-season
reaction.
too, right? Like, wasn't it back
I
in like
think so.
December?
I don't know when it was.
They ain't pulling up on me like that, boy. I gotta,
no.
switch.
Anyway, so she's not playing.
Boko with the knee.
Mboko, which RIP. I mean, I shouldn't say RIP. Okay, but that's a
RIP.
bummer
Take
because
that back.
she was playing the tournament. Her and Serena were
She
playing
was supposed to play
dubs.
dubs, yeah.
And then she got injured in her singles, and it was like Serena was like, "Oh, girl," and then she dumped her, and then started playing with your girl.
Who Serena's playing with?
What's her name?
Because Venus playing with Yalo, right? And
Yeah.
then,
Well, right now, yeah.
oh, okay.
But they're playing together at Wimbledon, Venus and Serena.
Serena. But Serena started playing with.
I can see her face. Adidas.
Carolina.
Mukova.
Mukova. Yeah, they lost.
Yeah.
Clean strokes. Kudermatova, Buksa,
Also, I think, Kartal?
She's not playing.
Kartal. She's not
No,
playing.
don't you like her?
I love her.
She plays
Yeah.
up Pure Drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she last year had
Or Arrow,
like a
Pure
crazy.
Drive.
She had a crazy run, so that's a
Yeah.
lot of points. And
She usually wears a hat. I
She wears
think,
a hat.
yeah.
She's Adidas, and she got a tattoo of. I don't know if you guys remember. There was like she played in the middle of a thunderstorm, and there was like a huge crack of thunder and lightning in the middle of her match. So she got the tattoo to go with it.
Oh, that's cool.
what?
really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Baptiste. She's gone
Yeah, that's
out of
big.
Wimbledon. And Gracheva.
Gracheva, yeah.
Cheva. That's on the WTA side. On the ATP side, of course, we know Alcaraz is not there. You know, you were talking about Vakarov. He's not there.
Arthur
Um,
Cazot.
Kazo.
I
That
know.
Tro's
guy.
not playing?
No, I don't know why.
Well, at least that's what they reference on here.
Yeah.
Can't take it 100%,
He
but
did have an injury after the French.
yeah, that serve on the grass, you know.
Some other bigger names: Musetti,
Oh,
Korda,
oh,
Machak, Rune,
Mach.
the
Mahaj.
short shorts.
That's the one that corrected me
Chuck.
one time.
Okay, we
Mach.
thought Holger was coming back for Wimbledon, but I guess not.
Yeah. Although he posted on Instagram, he's switching rackets, so we can talk about that later. He was one of the poster kids for Aero, along with Alcaraz, but then he got injured and all that, and then I guess in his off season he's
He's trying
playing,
out a blacked out racket.
the
A blacked out with a
supposed
little
Wilson
Dunlop?
Python.
Oh, I thought it was FX 500 tour.
If only.
That's a good racket. But Rune and then Opelka, huge
Opelka.
serve on the
That's
grass.
crazy.
I don't know what happened with him though.
Probably
Yeah.
got like an art museum to go to.
Yeah. He's like, nah, I'm
And
good.
Spizziri.
Yeah, Elliot Spizzirri.
Spizziri, those guys. So a few more on the ATP side than WTA, but yeah, there's a decent chunk of people not playing.
No
Yeah.
Curios.
Okay.
He's playing doubles.
Doubles.
But,
With who? Kokonakis?
with Bublik.
Oh.
Oh man, I love
Which-
that guy.
Wait.
That should be fun.
Who's okay? I'm sorry. Who's Serena playing mixed doubles with? You know she is going to play.
You think he's playing mixed?
I would.
I think that'd be cool.
assume So I don't know.
I don't know. But Ben?
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be nice to see.
Did you see him watching?
Yeah, I saw that.
He was just like fanboying over her practice. It was cute.
Yeah, and that was with the withdrawals.
Okay.
Some of the ones we've heard so far.
Some of the ones. And we're recording this before the draw's made. Unfortunately, we wish the draw were made.
Yeah.
I am excited for that. Okay. Manish, earlier you said you had like a hot take for us or something.
It's not a hot take. It's just something I was thinking about last night. What would your opinion be on racket companies making, and I think some players might not like it, but racket companies making white versions of their most popular frames for during the Wimbledon swing, because I think it'll look really cool on TV. But even if the players don't use it, if they just every company makes imagine a white arrow, like with the same accents and all that, maybe a little bit of cream here and there, but like essentially white, or like the E-zone in the white colorway. There's a few rackets out there that I think I've been on a white racket kick, even though
Because you used to hate them.
I used to hate them. You could pull up many clips of me just dogging on white frames, but I have been liking them lately, getting used to them. So I was thinking about
Like a
white
Technofiber?
Yeah, I've been
Just like you're just saying, like every
Any-
No,
major
but I'm
one.
saying which
Oh.
white rackets is he liking?
Oh yeah. Anything in particular?
I've been liking the T-Fight, the 305S.
T-Fight?
Yeah, I like the T-Fight. TF40's always been my go-to. I can just pick up and play with them. And I have been playing with a lot of those as well. I like the shifts lately as well.
The shift?
Even
You've
though-
always liked the Shift Pro. I know that.
Yeah, the
But
Shift
that's kind of
Pro.
like a grayish.
the grayish cream,
Yeah.
like whatever color. But yeah, no. What are your thoughts on? Like, there's some
I
really
want to
cool
hear
rackets
Troy
out there.
speak.
Well, I mean, someone like Babolat already does it with the pure drives, but like it's
Mhm.
not always white. They do like a
A fun.
cool purple color or whatever, like a Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Prince
I
did
yeah,
it.
I think it would be cool, but I just don't know, like, maybe how well they would sell. Maybe if they did just like a really limited run. I could see, yeah, like if it was an E-Zone, a V-Core, an Aero 98, like certain really popular frames, I'm sure they would sell.
If it looked cool.
Yeah, if it was done well, the white with like the accent color, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Throw some leather on some of these rackets.
Ooh, yeah.
Like they would definitely sell if they did like a limited, only 250 of each model or something.
You know what? Speaking of white rackets,
Yo, what a segue.
do you guys know the deal that we have going on right now on the Head Speed 2024 rackets, including the Pro
No.
and the MP?
No.
$169. Do you know what rackets cost right now? Like a lot of
300
money.
plus.
Like double that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Double
that's
that.
crazy. And like these are good frames. I've played with the Pro.
This is yours. I got it out of your cubby.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my frame. I'm like, wait, that's
you can't
familiar.
find Manish's, but
Oh yeah, no, I like the Pro. This one, it's a bit more muted as compared to the one that just came out. Again, good control, good power. Yeah, the Speed Pro 2024 is really good.
Okay.
MP, I'm not sure. Have you played with the MP?
Well, you were on the comparison of the 24
Yeah.
with the 26, right?
Yeah.
And I figured like you guys would just pretty much pick the 26 for like better overall through all categories, but it was pretty split, right? Like on certain shots.
Well,
no?
Jay picked the 26 for like everything.
Oh, okay. But you
I
were
was a little
pretty,
more
like-
split. Yeah.
You
I,
liked it on volleys versus serves or something like that, like different categories.
I
right?
like the ground stroke feeling on the 24 just a little bit more.
So yeah.
and Troy, you're always our ATP WTA expert who's endorsing these rackets.
Well, there's a ton of speed players out there,
But still
like
the
still,
2024.
I thought the last time I checked, Rafa Hodar was still using the older cosmetic.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Sinner's using the older cosmetic, but there's still a few out there. What was the guy from the college player from, was it Wake Forest?
Oh, DK Suresh.
Suresh, DK Suresh. Oh boy, I think he was in an older speed at one point. But yeah, they're really good rackets. That 2024 model.
2024.
It feels really plush.
169. Get it now. We would recommend stringing it with Links Tour probably.
Lynx Tour.
Hard to go wrong.
If you want to go the center route, you can go Hawk Touch. I like to mix the two.
Oh, a little hybrid action.
That's getting
Okay.
too many popular.
Great frame for the price.
Going back to your white rackets thing, I agree with you that like if they made like a limited run, I think that would definitely sell. But also thinking about it from like the manufacturer's perspective, like if everybody had a white racket, it'd be probably pretty hard to identify. Like, oh, what's that person? I mean, we know obviously,
Right.
Yeah.
We're a little
True.
too close to it.
Everyone's going to think it's a Technofiber.
You'd have to do like really cool pops. So like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
E-Zone could be white with the cool blue pops like in chunks and then the red for the V-Core.
True. Yeah.
Andy Kane.
And it can be cool.
Okay, here's a quick, fun, little quick question answer. If you had to play Wimbledon tomorrow, oh man, I said Wimbledon wrong. If you had to play Wimbledon tomorrow, which pros game would you borrow?
Active player, because everybody knows what I'm going to say.
Who?
Federer.
He was active player and then
So, like,
names
you-
a non-active
No,
player.
because otherwise,
Wildcard.
just active player, right?
Wait,
You know what I
actually,
mean?
if Roger Federer were given a wild card to play, let's say this fall, Roger Federer inserts himself back into the what is it
Anti-doping
called?
pool?
Thank you, yes. And let's say everyone's like, oh, that's crazy. I wonder what's going to happen. And then like months go by and, oh, that's weird. I wonder if Roger's going to play this year. And then all of a sudden, Roger shows up at a warm-up tournament playing doubles and with maybe like a Fonseca. and then he gets the wild card into Wimbledon for 2027. What are you thinking?
I don't think that's right. I really don't. Fed could wake up. You guys, that's on you to believe it or not. If it does happen tomorrow, I will do exactly what I'm saying. But you guys, it's up to you to believe me or if not to believe me. Because if
Time to get out the popcorn.
I'm telling you now,
actual popcorn?
Yes.
this sport needs to grow beyond the icons it once had. And like, so,
Like Rod Laver.
yeah, okay,
Sorry.
sure.
I don't know. Rod Laver.
I mean,
It's one thing to recognize these icons as greats and have that respect for them, but just handing, I mean, the wild card over because they want it, I don't think is right. Usually wild cards used to be reserved for somebody, I don't know how they work, but usually it was given to like up and coming players and like somebody who's like been on the news a lot lately.
been on the news a lot.
Or like just been getting,
Like-
getting a little bit more traction, but it's still. You guys don't think that this is not
Who, Federer?
Serena?
Oh, Serena. I
What do you think about Serena playing Wimbledon?
think it's fine. I don't know. I just think she has. Well, I don't know. I get it. I get why she's in.
Did you guys hear why she said she's doing it?
Mm-hmm. Her family.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that?
No.
So I guess like her daughter was like, oh, it'd be cool if you played Wimbledon. And then she was like, yeah, I would. And then she was even talking further. And she said that they're old enough, at least the oldest one is old enough to now like watch her and experience. It's an interesting take. It's a very Serena take. Like
So
tennis
she's
is
a-
very selfish,
yeah.
right? Like it'd be like, oh yeah, it would be so cool for you to watch mom. But for her, that has been obviously such a huge part of her life, and she is a several-time over champion.
I'm not saying not to just give it to her. I'm saying you guys are making it sound like I'm just saying not to give it to her, even though I have told all of you several times that there is a solution to this, at least in my head. Have her play an upcoming grass court tournament or something. If any former pro wakes up tomorrow and wants to go to a Grand Slam, let them play a upcoming Masters 500 or like a Masters 1000.
That's where they get the wild card.
And they could,
Well,
sure,
that's
because
what I was
then
gonna
it
say.
uplifts that
But
tournament.
so what? They have to win it just to get in?
No,
At least reach
I
the
was gonna
quarters or the
say.
semis.
I was going to say something similar. We've seen her play doubles already. She's done doubles. They won a match. Her and Mboko. She looked pretty good in doubles. But yeah, it would have been nice.
But she did lose first round in the next tournament.
Yes, and it would be nice in singles, since they gave her a singles wild card, for her to at least play one or two singles matches, and then let the committee or whoever decide how she performed against whatever that ranked player was. If she got smoked, then it might be like, oh.
Yeah.
If she played it 4-6, 4-6 and lost, or if she
So,
won,
I'll ask
I
you
don't
this.
know. I don't know.
This potential, like, so let's say she gets smoked first round to a nobody, let's say. Do you think the U.S. Open still gives her a wild card?
I'm sure they will.
If she asks for it, yeah. I don't think the result
I
matters.
think there needs to be a better reason than she'll fill the stadium.
I don't think it's about filling stadiums
No,
because
it's
No,
Wimbledon.
about
It's
selling-
Wimbledon.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they're not
These tickets are so hard to
At the end
get.
of the day, it's about selling the most tickets.
Is
Serena
it-
Williams
well,
is
is it
the
selling
But it's
tickets
not
They're not-
tickets.
yeah.
We
TV
can go
views?
TV. Yeah, TV,
Yeah.
yes. But Wimbledon doesn't have a problem selling tickets.
No.
It, like, you literally resell someone leaves and gives their ticket to get resold, they're selling tickets over and over and over again. That
queue.
place, that place
It's like
has.
the Green Bay Packers.
Anyway.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
the ESPN people, I'm sure, are thrilled. I don't even want to know what an ad costs to run during that match.
I feel like
Yes.
it's good for tennis though, because like think about it like this: if you're a newer fan, because tennis is having a mainstream moment within the last couple of years, maybe you didn't get to see Serena play, and here's this incredible opportunity to watch, the greatest women's tennis player of all time on the world's biggest stage. It's a huge chance. I feel like for a lot of fans who are newer to the game, and then also there's the nostalgia factor too.
Greatest women's tennis player of all time on the grandest stage of our sport, and if she gets smoked, do you think that's a good sight?
I don't think the results matter. I think the fact that she's playing is enough. I don't think the
Do
result
you not think that tarnishes somewhat of that iconhood?
No, because it's so draw dependent. She could be playing a qualifier. She could be playing another wild card. She could be playing Sabalenka.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
It's an opinion. That's the cool thing about moving to this country. Last I checked.
You're allowed, no one's telling you
Silence.
you can't have any opinions. You're allowed.
No, because I don't want it to seem like that I'm just saying stop giving it to her, because I said the same thing on my Instagram and somebody DM'd me saying you're bigoted for that.
You just said that we're allowed to have our own opinions.
Exactly. But I don't want it to seem like that I'm just saying not to give it to her. I'm saying there's solutions to it, or there's ways to go about it.
But I wouldn't say it's like a rampant problem on either tour.
Wimbledon's also like such a unique situation because like what is it? If you make it to the quarterfinals, you're like always allowed back and you're like a member for life
Yeah.
at
The
that
last
club.
eight club.
Yeah.
Final
So
eight club.
it's like a very like I feel like they're so traditional anyways that it's like someone like, Roger, Serena, I don't know, Rod Laver. I'm trying to think of the people that won.
Pistol.
Okay,
Wimbledon
if
before.
Rod Laver decides tomorrow that he
No,
wants
but
to
that's
play
silly.
men's...
He's not going to.
but
That's a
what
good
if?
point. Like
I mean, Federer's not going to.
I don't know. You never know.
If Rod Laver, he'll sell tickets. He's an icon of the sport. He's won the Wimbledon just as many times as Serena has.
Dude,
if he wants
Pistol
to get a wild
or
card.
Rocket can like barely move.
No, but I'm pointing
What
out
if-
the holes in the logic that was put out today.
But the issue is with the hypothetical here.
Who's like someone in the last 15 years that won Wimbledon that's not Roger or Rafa or did Djokovic?
Murray.
Oh,
If
see,
he
that
does
would be
that-
like a more
Murray.
relevant conversation.
Petra
Yeah.
Kvitova.
Oh, see, yeah, that would be, yeah. What if Kvitova is like, hey, I want to play next year?
I'll have the same opinion, guys. If Murray
The point is, there's
same,
no rules around a wild card, which means it's up to the individual tournaments to proceed how they see fit. It's their jobs as the tournament organizers to make a good tournament. It's not their job to develop the career of a younger player. That's not what a wild card is for. That's what qualifying is for.
That's what the LTA is for.
Right. So it's not like she's like, damaging somebody's career prospects. Sure, a younger and lower ranked player could have had an amazing opportunity.
Well, and on paper, I'm going to be so real with you. Chelinska, I can't pronounce her name. The Polish girl.
Chelinska? Yeah.
finalist. Yeah.
She got a wild card, but like based on the rules and everything, so she wouldn't have gotten in main draw without the wild card.
Correct.
And like,
And now she's like the 20th seed, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
well, so yeah, because you have to be a certain ranking when they do that, but now
Yeah.
her ranking is there. So like, yeah, that probably makes sense. that
I don't
she
know. I
would-
thought I saw that. Maybe that's just a rank.
But like, let's say if it was the U.S. Open or the French Open, I don't know if she necessarily would be getting a wild card in. Like, I know the French Open is like really tough if you're not French. And then like, let's say U.S. Open, let's say, her ranking kind of, I don't think it can slip that fast, but is she going to get a wild card? I don't know. But
Well,
that's like,
I noticed also too. It's like political. Like, so like the
Yeah,
Aussies will like
yeah.
put all the Aussies in
Yeah.
or whatever, and then or the French will have like seven
So many French.
But then they did a deal with the U.S. to get
Yes.
a player in like 2 years ago.
so there's
It's
like a
almost
swap.
like draft trades. Like, oh, okay,
Smart.
it's like
That was
all
smart.
them
There's an
and
exchange
then
system, yeah.
127th.
I didn't know about
American.
that. That's cool.
Oh, we did a deal. You got our guy in last 2 years, so
Yeah.
we're gonna get your guy
Okay.
in or girl.
And like, if you're Polish, sorry, you don't fall into one of those.
I don't know, but
Anyways.
there is like a LTA
FFP,
Australia. Yeah. They all have like USTA.
Tennis
They have like their
Australia.
little, okay, boom.
They got their little
Let's meet up.
nice. Let's meet up.
Let's go to a steakhouse and we'll talk about who's
Let's
going
have
to
some
We're going to give it to
some
that
libations and chat.
young college
word.
player, Jack Kennedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, time. We spent enough time on this. Obviously, it's a trending topic.
But we did it. We never got through the player who you'd pick or whatever.
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, he would pick Roger. Okay. Oh, who would you pick?
Or like it could be all time or current.
We'll go all time. Which pros game would you borrow to win or play Wimbledon? Hopefully win.
And maybe if you don't even care about winning, but
Mine's done it
having
8
fun.
times.
Should it be current? Well, because now I'm like, okay, I go Kvitova. I love the way she plays. She
Yeah.
obviously knows how to win
That would be an
on
all-time-
grass.
all-time
All-time,
pick.
yeah.
If it's all time, maybe like Edberg or
Okay,
Rafter,
that's
you know,
not a
serve and
bad
volley. I've been trying to serve and volley more lately, which has been fun. But, and then current players, I don't know. Probably Djokovic, right? Like, how can you not pick a guy like that?
like all time players, I was just thinking a few. Like obviously Federer, he has like a beautiful game for grass. Won the most pretty much. Fed, Feliciano Lopez, lefty, slice, Pete Sampras,
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Pistol. But like all those guys though, well not Fed, but like Lopez and Pete. I wish I could be them, but then have like a sick two-hander like Djokovic or Agassi's backhand. With
Yeah.
that, like
We'll have to save that for another
You know,
episode. I know
build
Manish
your-
wants
build
to
your
do
favorite
tennis
Yeah.
bot.
do
Yeah.
some of that. Actually, before we keep going to some of the questions, Manish, I heard you had a little chance to do a temperature check of tennis at Tennis Warehouse in the warehouse. So.
Yeah. So you'll see this come up in a few. But I was able to go around the warehouse and chat to some of the guys downstairs, up here as well, talking about that wildcard actually. So. You want to be in my podcast? Well, not mine. Tita.
Sure.
So Serena Williams was given a wildcard entry into the main draw of Wimbledon. She's just trying to make a comeback.
My opinion is that's going to draw a lot of positive attention to the game of tennis.
I think it's good and bad, right? You could look at it two ways.
That's bullshit.
What's your opinion on getting that wildcard?
Wait, can I think about it first?
Oh, you guys have the electronics now?
Oh, is this for me?
Yeah.
Wait, are you filming it now? I mean, for one, it's Serena Williams.
Does that take away from the sport just because who she is, she gets to come back? Or does that take a spot away from someone?
To be fair, Serena Williams is great, probably the greatest of all time. Maybe even better than Steffi Graf. However, she has to earn her way in, right? Some young player had the right to be there is not there anymore.
There is the idea that someone that wouldn't get the chance to play could use that wild card.
Movement's always an issue. I can tell you that at 58 years old for sure.
Well, I think it's business. I look at it this way, like you have a wild card versus somebody, an unknown in the first round. It doesn't really fill the seats. Serena Williams, definitely going to fill the seats.
But yeah, I am definitely interested in seeing exactly what she's able to accomplish.
I think I'm up for it. I think she's a legend and an icon, and I feel like she brings a lot of people to the sport that otherwise wouldn't be there to watch. So
Right.
I'm down.
Did you get my good side?
You don't have a good side.
Thank you very much. You noticed.
Yeah? You want to clock in? Go ahead. Oh, okay. Seriously?
Gosh.
Yeah, what are we doing? Okay, it's man on the street. I'm gonna ask you. Some interesting takes for sure, both for and against, and actually very valid points as well. So that's why I think this was a good conversation to have, because you obviously are for it, I'm against it. But yeah, it was a good thing. And we're gonna try doing a lot more of those. So
Okay. Cool. Thanks for doing that for us.
I mean, at least she can come back and play. Like, I was just watching the Rafa documentary. Rafa couldn't come back and play if he wanted to. I mean, he
And
could, but it
speaking-
wouldn't be like for real.
The
The guy
documentaries.
doesn't even have a damn foot anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
need to watch those.
So,
The documentaries on tennis are like having a moment. There's that documentary. There's another one like on Netflix that's like, I can't remember what it's called, but I saw it last night. But then tomorrow, the Martina Navratilova, Chris Evert documentary comes out, which holy
And then there's one for all the world number ones, ATP or whatever.
That's the one.
Cool.
And they're gonna have Pistol Pete on there. He's
never done media. So
Pistol.
there's a lot of like tennis is having a little bit of a moment since Breakpoint.
I think so.
I think that started something. It brought a lot of the eyes to the sport, just besides the game itself, like outside, and people started like, oh wow, these guys.
Yeah,
There's something there.
that's really cool. Okay, let's dial it in. Who's your pick to win it all? And if you could talk a little bit about the gear that they're using. I'll go late. I'll just start just cause.
Yeah, go.
And I'll go ladies. And I don't know. Why not? I'm gonna pick a back-to-back champion with my girl Mira Andreeva because I didn't pick her for the French Open, and I was like trying. Also, Ostapenko still has my heart. I think she could do well on grass. She just launched.
Ostapenko right now is currently unseeded, I think.
That's okay.
No, but like she's like one spot away.
Like actually,
So,
that would be a cool first round
Could
match.
be dangerous.
Panko, Serena. Whew.
The poor tennis balls.
Panko just launched an apparel brand. I'm like, let's go, girl. They both Panko and Andreeva use that Wilson Pro 100. I just got mine restrung with a purple string, so it's very Wimbledon colors. Anyways, I love the way both those girls play. I think if Andreeva has the mind focus that she had at the French, there's no stopping her to get to the finals.
Yeah.
Andreeva. Ooh.
Do you have a men's?
I haven't thought about it. Okay. This is you know me. I like waver between like, what should I pick? Big Foe finally won a tournament.
I was gonna say.
guys.
I was like, Americans
Big
on
Foe
grass.
finally won a tournament.
Americans on grass.
And like
bro.
a big one. And
Yeah.
like beat Fritz and like I think it's so hard to be a back-to-back tournament winner, as I just mentioned, Andreeva. But she got her butt beat the other day, so she's coming in hungry. So why not? Big Foe. Using that Yonex Percept in his Lululemon with his K-Swiss Ultra Shots.
I have
go.
picks if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna go just statistically like bigger hitters because it feels like these guys tend to do well. I was gonna go Shelton and then Rybakina.
I would love to see Shelton have a deep run.
I think,
Rybakina's not been playing great.
yeah, but I feel like, we see that so often where like if somebody's not been doing well and all that, they come to a slam and then all of a sudden they start playing like the peak versions of themselves, you know. And so we've seen this a few times. I think I'm sure you guys have followed her story like over the past few years. She's been like her coach stuff and all that stuff. I think the girl needs a break, and I think she needs a win. And so I think Wimbledon would be
She won the
great
Aussie
place.
this year, right?
Yeah,
She did.
But did she lose
Lately
first or second
she's-
round of French?
I can't remember. But
yeah, like past few months, I don't think she's been doing the best. So Rybakina and then Shelton, that's my boy.
What about you, Troy? Heart and head
I
picks.
mean, like, I want to just go, okay, Sabalenka's been in 2 finals. She can't lose 3 if she makes it to the final here. You know, like, this is the one. So I was going to go, like, the easy pick, Sabalenka center.
Yeah.
Sinner's struggling in the heat already.
The ice
Yeah,
fest.
but true. I mean, obviously, but he has won slams.
Yeah.
And, like, the point shouldn't be as long, maybe, on
Right.
grass. So, like,
Rybakina.
Sabalenka center, like, okay, if I had to go to Vegas and, but, like, who do I don't know. Like, I was looking at, like, some dark horses or players I'd want to do well. I don't know. Who you got?
As far as who I think will win, it's so hard to say without a draw. I do think, obviously, like Sinner, Sabalenka will have deep runs. I'd like to see Djokovic make another final. I think without Alcaraz there, he matches up pretty good against the rest of the field. And then on the women's side, yeah, I think it'd be fun to see Andreeva go back to back.
I saw this one stat. Sorry.
Whoa.
I saw this one stat that Djokovic has won every Wimbledon that also had a World Cup year. I'm like, do we believe in fate?
I mean, I think it would be cool if Djokovic won. I don't know. We'll see. I wrote down a few players, like kind of dark horse, or like players I'm kind of pulling for on the women's. Players like Vekic.
Okay.
Iala's kind of had. I don't know if she'll do anything great, but she's played pretty good on grass.
And she's partnered with Venus right now. Like, I feel like that's kind of a fun little confidence. Yeah.
Benjic, she has a pretty good game. She likes to take the ball early. And then, obviously, last year's finalist, Anisimova. Maybe she could have a run again.
She looks like she's in shape. Like, she looks like she's having fun.
And then on the men's side, he's not really a dark horse because he's the 3 seed, but Felix is playing good, and he plays pretty good on grass when he's playing well and fast. Tiafoe. And then 2 guys that are kind of lower ranked that have histories of, well, one for sure, Berrettini. He's made the final before.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah. And then another one I like, I think he's in the draw. I don't know his ranking, but Struff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he plays good on grass.
Yeah.
and Struff. I don't know. Maybe he could make like a round of 16 or something crazy.
What about Lerner? You think Lerner can make a
I think he could do well.
round of 16?
I think he could get a few rounds for sure.
Yeah.
But once again, without seeing the draw.
Right.
You know, if he has a crazy 3rd round or something, that might be tough. But he's pretty high ranked, right? He's seeded.
Yeah, and I feel like he has the mentality as far as like scrapping out
is his game
points.
style awarded in these faster conditions? Like,
he's pretty versatile.
Yeah, I mean the lefty serve. I don't feel like he has huge takebacks. Like he can keep things pretty compact because that's a big thing on grass.
yeah.
Like not so much. So there's like flat hitters that we're talking about, like do well on grass, but it's also your take back, short, compact, like you know.
Yeah, and he has those, right?
So I feel like he's not too crazy loopy.
Yeah.
Whereas like Shelton can kind of get in trouble sometimes with the big, even though he plays aggressive. But
So like,
And he's still
Felix
working with
sounds
Chang,
good.
right?
yeah, I think he could do well.
Talking about coaching, Murray and Draper?
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's crazy.
I'm here for it.
I'm like, yeah, dude, that's good.
It's a pretty penny for Murray, it sounds like.
Oh, really?
100K, right?
A week.
A week. This is from when he was coaching
That
Joker,
Viore
right?
money. That Viore money is good money.
Better be.
Oh my gosh, 100K a week.
When he was coaching Djokovic, he was charging 100K a week. 10 weeks, $1 million.
Must be good to be Andy Murray.
And then they have a YouTube channel with his brother Nino, and they're gonna be YouTubers as well.
Is that the business thing they were starting?
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
So. Yeah. With Vodafone, I think that's a network provider there.
I was telling Troy he did like a fun segment where he was giving some life advice. It was pretty.
That was
it was
really
pretty
cool,
good.
yeah.
Draper?
No, Murray.
Oh,
Murray.
We had that same interaction when I first.
Oh,
told you,
was
like,
it the one where he
Draper?
met
I was
with
like,
random British people when he was sitting down? And like one was like this girl was like talking about her dating or like all that stuff.
I didn't see the dating one, but like it was just a variety of people. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I want life advice from Andy Murray, but I don't got 100K to pay for it.
I love Murray.
No wonder they only gave him a minute. They were like, you get a minute. Like, how much does that cost?
$100.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, we ran out of time. This is a fun chat and a little spicy. We would love to hear from you guys and hear what you want to hear more of from us. We're going to up the ante with the podcast, I think, moving forward. So send us all the ideas, topics, who you want to hear from, what you want to hear about, any drama or tea that you want to hear, whether it be from the pro tour or behind the scenes at Tennis Warehouse.
I wonder what the comments are going to be like for this video, because especially with the Serena and all that, and then the gear changes. So yeah, I'm excited for this new format of podcast we're doing.
And enjoy July. What a sports month.
What
World
a
Cup,
sports month.
Oh,
Wimbledon,
yeah.
Tour de France.
Dodgers still winning. Number one team in the
I'm waiting for
MLB.
football.
Training camps are starting.
This is not his MLB tennis.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm on one. I'm so ready for Wimbledon. Like, I'm ready to eat, sleep, drink all the Wimbledon things. I'm very
Watch
excited.
party?
Yeah, literally watch party.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to do a watch party with us.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be
That'd be
fun.
Do like a
Great.
Q&A in the chat.
Wait, we could do Serena's first round. Live on YouTube.
Live.
We could, you know.
We'll bring popcorn.
Put a TV up right there.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
That'd be fun.
Cool.
All right,
Well,
thank you.
happy hitting.